Call to order the Claremore Cultural Development Authority meeting. Sarah, please call the roll.
Cotton.
Here.
Feldman.
Here.
Michael.
Present.
Calendar.
Here.
Long.
Present.
Bruckerhoff.
Here.
Bowlby. McSpadden.
Here.
Irwin.
Here. We have a special honor tonight. The Scout Troop 828 is actually going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll be followed by the invocation by Pastor Price. If you guys would rise, please. And we'll be facing, well, they'll come up this way.
Forward march. Color guard hold. Color guard present the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color guard reform. Color guard about, base. Color guard forward march.
Let's pray. Our Father, we come to you today and we thank you and praise you for your goodness and your love. We thank you for your blessing and for the freedoms that we enjoy. And we thank you for Claremore. I've just been here now a little over a year and a half, but I have been embraced by this city, and I'm so thankful to be here. I thank you for what you're doing in our city. I thank you for our mayor and for our city manager and for our council. I pray your blessing over them and their families. I pray that you continue to take care of them and prosper their health. I pray, God, that you continue to give them the wisdom to lead our city the way that it needs to go. And we are so grateful for what they have done, the diligent work they've done, and what they continue to do to make this city the best place it can be. Would you bless tonight in this meeting? Would you bring unity in our city and give us a vision for where you want it to go? We ask it all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great night.
Do we have anybody under call to the public?
No.
Do we have a motion to accept the agenda as printed?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Feldman.
Yes.
Irwin.
Yes.
Cotton.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Bruckerhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Any items unforeseen?
None.
Current business, do we have a motion to approve the consent items as printed?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Feldman.
Yes.
Bruckerhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Irwin.
Yes.
Cotton.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Item number 2, discussion and possible action on a budget amendment to cover changes that have occurred since the budget was adopted. Mr. Manager.
All right, we're going to have Susan come up. So she'll walk through the budget amendment for everything, and then it'll be the same for all three. So as you'll recall, we typically end up doing a mid-year. Some unique things happened this year. You'll recall what we call the Plaza property, which we purchased in the last fiscal year. The reimbursement from the Cherokee Nation did not come through till this fiscal year, so that's a $2.99 million to the plus. There's also been a reimbursement from the Cherokee Nation for the Bathrooms at the dog park, the Cat Creek Dog Park, and they'll never get old saying that, by the way. I still would like to build the Dog Creek Cat Park at some point in the future, but that's just weird and you don't see that often with BED. Some other things on overhead, and then also a reduction in what we were relying on reserve fund balances by about $683,000. So all these are good things. So while there are some manipulations and moving things into some overhead to account for some increased costs associated with mechanical breakdowns that, we budget for that each year, and each department plays an overhead cost. Sometimes some of those expenses are higher, or something more expensive breaks, we don't plan for it. So I'll let Susan walk through each one of them, and then this will be on all three agendas. So if you have any questions, the brains behind the outfit are here to answer them. And by the way, I'd like to introduce Dalton Wade is now our new Assistant Finance Director. Grady Lemons, who's been fantastic, had a great opportunity to become the Finance Director for our neighbors to the south in Catoosa. He lives in Catoosa, so while we will miss Grady, Dalton is fantastic. He's brilliant. He's already up and running and has been on the team for a while, and so we haven't missed a beat. So.
Okay. So all of you have the budget amendment in your packets. So there are some funds that we just move from reduce these expenses and increase these and end up being a wash. So we have several funds that happened. We have some that we truly, like John said, we reduce the overall reliance on our reserves, which is always a plus. So in Fund 11, for example, was that the big property, Scissor Tail property, and we didn't budget for the money that we thought was coming in June, so we're increasing the revenues for the money that already came in by over $2.9 million, and so we're reducing the reliance on Fund 11 to use their reserves by $3 million. So Fund 11 doing really well. Fund 15 was where the Cat Creek Dog Park is.
Fund 11 is primarily most of our streets and stormwater, so the big money projects.
So then Fund 15, which is park, that's where the Cherokee Nation money again came in after June, which we thought was going to come in time. So we were increasing the revenues that already came in just to adjust the budget. But because of that, we were able to reduce completely the fund balance reliance in the park fund. Fund 23, which is our CDBG grant, we had additional funds that were awarded to us for the existing TAP grant. But all of those will have a portion that is the state portion, and then we'll have our portion. So that one we went up, the city portion is $100,000. I don't know if it'll get done by June, but we budgeted just in case.
Because the portion the state's awarding to us, that ratio increased, so there's in order to match that.
Yeah, we always have a matching portion. And Fund 38, which is the cemetery, we've been working on the Claremore project for a while, and we put the concrete down and all the stuff, that the prices just keep going up. So that one went up, but we're using reserves that they already have, so that one's $25,000. And Fund 45, which is one of our pennies, and we use that one to help Expo if they need extra funds. But just like all the other departments, the expense goes up for everything, and so they need a little extra. So we're transferring $45,000 to them to help them through the end of the year.
And we utilize a lot of temporary labor and staffing when we have big events there, so that's predominantly, as those events grow, the cost for labor, as we all know, goes up. So that's been a big part of that increase with the amount of usage that the expo is getting.
And our shop, which is Fund 75, where we fix all the vehicles, their shop, their expenses go up too, and so that one's just been really, really rough to try to stay on top of everything. So all the other departments that participate in overhead have had to kind of increase a little bit to help Fund 75. So we just increased them $65,000. Part of it came from 1819 police, fire, and then O1 contributed some to help out the shop. And then so for Fund 27, the Expo, they did have their increase, but the transfer comes into from Fund 45, so it kind of washes it out. 28 just had some overall expenses. I think it was sprinkler heads, things I didn't anticipate, but it's only at 14,000 and they can use their reserves for that. And then the biggest one, where you see a lot of numbers going back and forth, is Fund 40, the CPWA. Our biggest part there is that we did reduce the $1 million of the reconductor project because it came in way under budget. So we did that, and we had some miscellaneous increases that we didn't anticipate, and one of them was the arbitrage expense. So when we go out for a note, we got the 2020 note, which is our $10 million capital project note, it came in super low. So if you don't spend the money fast enough, then you get charged the difference because you earn more than you had to pay. So that's what that was. And it was
That's IRS issues. That's to be in compliance with taxes.
Yeah.
As much as they want to lend money for projects, if we make a considerable amount of money on the interest,
want it back.
we have to. So, and when you borrow money at 1.29 and 1.5, and it starts accruing at 4 and 5 and 6, which is a good thing on the short term, but you got to pay the piper.
And some other things that happened in CPWA was we moved some money, we made a new line item to track our smart meters because they were in the same line as transformers, but in order to track it better in the future, we moved things from take it out of that line and put it in this one. We had a couple of those that happened. And then the software for our smart meters, that we didn't budget for that one. And so we added that, but the net overall reduction for reliance on reserves in Fund 40 was $693,000. So it is still all good stuff. There were some initial small ones, but we had a lot of good stuff that happened. So we lucked out.
So you'll recall some of these, like there's some money in there for the SafeNet sewer issue that OMAG and the city paid out on that deal. So there's some of those things that we budgeted for. But for the most part, any reduction in our reliance on fund reserves is good, and clawing back some of the money that we're not using. And that's good. We can just roll that in, and as we start the budget process for next year, continue to reinvest those dollars into infrastructure projects.
That's good.
Any questions?
I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion approved and second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Breckerhoff?
Yes.
Irwin?
Yes.
Cotta?
Yes.
Feldman?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Calendar?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Motion during a second. Call the roll.
Michael?
Yes.
Breckerhoff?
Yes.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Irwin?
Yes.
Cotta?
Yes.
Feldman?
Yes.
Calendar?
Yes.
Long?
Yes. Call to order the Claremore Public Works Authority meeting. Note the roll. Do you have a motion to accept the agenda as printed?
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Breckerhoff?
Yes.
Cotta?
Yes.
Feldman?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Calendar?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Irwin?
Yes. Any items unforeseen?
No.
Current business, do we have a motion to accept the consent items as printed?
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Breckerhoff?
Yes.
Irwin?
Yes.
Cotton? Feldman?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Calendar?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Item number 2, discussion and possible action on budget amendments as printed.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion approved and second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Irwin?
Yes.
Cotta?
Yes.
Feldman?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Calendar?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Breckerhoff?
Yes. Motion to adjourn. Second.
Motion adjourned is second. Call the roll.
Michael?
Yes.
Breckerhoff?
Yes.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Irwin?
Yes.
Cotton?
Yes.
Feldman?
Yes.
Calendar?
Yes.
Long?
Yes. Ready to motion to adjourn? We already did that. Sorry, I was reading the next page. Call to order the Claremore City Council meeting. Note the roll. Do we have a motion to accept the agenda as printed?
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Feldman?
Yes.
Breckerhoff?
Yes.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Irwin?
Yes.
Cottom?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Callender?
Yes.
Long?
Yes. Any items unforeseen?
No.
Under mayor's reports and appointments, need a motion to approve the appointment of Jeffrey Ray as a trustee of Claremore Industrial and Economic Development Authority, CEDA. Oh, is that a misprint?
Nope. Still technically CETA.
For a 4-year
Just make it
term.
here.
Yeah, for a 4-year term expiring June 30th, 2029.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Bowman?
Yes.
Irwin?
Yes.
Cottom?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Callender?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Ruckerhoff?
Yes.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Awards and presentations, Janet? Or is-
I think if you would like to ask the Boy Scout troop to introduce themselves and their
Oh, that'd be
leaders, I
great.
think that'd be, and tell us what troop they're with and all
Yes.
that good stuff.
Would you guys come forward and introduce your scout troop, please? You have a really good-looking group.
It's okay, you guys don't have to be nervous. Nobody's gonna ask you any questions.
Maybe,
What's your name?
Michael.
What's your name?
Owen.
What's your name?
Aria.
What's your name?
Ellie.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your are we?
828.
828. And who are our
I
adult
got the
leaders?
leaders, I'll say.
I'm Beverly Wood, I'm the Scoutmaster.
Jason Schubert, I'm the committee chairman.
I'm Robert Carney and I'm just a dad.
A dad who steps in when he needs to, right? Thank you guys for being here.
You guys are working on which badge? Eagle.
Raise your hand, ask them what's their name and what they do.
What's your name? What do you do?
Like outside of here?
No, like what y'all do right here. We're
Oh.
working on the citizenship and the community merit badge.
Gotcha.
So the city of Claremore is a council manager form of government. So the council is responsible for all legislative actions, establishment of ordinances, setting policy, expenditure of funds, everything that day to day that we require to make sure that we can offer the core services for the citizens. They are responsible to legislate, budget, appropriate, all of that good stuff. And so it's a tough job because pretty much 50% of the people are going to be angry with whatever decision you make at any given time, as with any elected official. And so, and plus, they also all have full-time jobs.
Right.
So this is another job. They're I say not compensated, but I think you get
Get
50
paid.
bucks a month or maybe
$100 a
46
month.
after taxes. And so it's really, it's a payless job, but they do it because they're committed to serving the community. And so just like you guys are working on your civics badges, they're very civic-minded people. Citizen legislators are the backbone of this community in this country, and that's what our founding fathers had in store. We are a representative republic. We are not a direct democracy, meaning we don't vote on every single thing. So the people of Claremore elected these good people to represent them on a day-to-day basis. And so, and we're so appreciative that you all are here, because I would bet that many of you would be sitting in similar seats as you grow older. So-
Yes.
So do you all understand that?
I understand, yeah.
Are any of you guys rule followers, or do you, some of you like to know what rules?
Anybody like to kind of get up to the line and then cross over a little
They're
bit?
basically saying, my parents.
Yeah.
Y'all promised them no questions, and now y'all are ruining it.
I didn't break that.
So I spoke to an older group just not too long ago about how much they thought with the tornado the city spent just cleaning up. Do you guys have an estimated guess of how much
Make a
you think
guess.
it cost for the city to clean up the tornado?
1,000?
45 million.
45
How
million? $500,000?
Sean?
That'd be a lot.
So right now, we're hovering a little around $18 million for recovery.
So when you think about that, and how do you have the money to make sure your roads, your trash, everything is still operating?
And is that expenditure just the cities,
That's just, and that's just the city's expenditure, so not the private sector
or
and
the businesses, or the churches?
And-
So the 45 would probably be pretty close.
Yeah, I would think between the county and the personal, it's probably well over that. And I will tell you, just to put it in perspective, the sales tax that we collect for operations every year are about $18 million. So it's basically an entire year's worth of sales tax dollars that we would otherwise utilize for streets, operations. Now, fortunately, we have good fiscal policy and we had the money in savings, but you know, if it were to happen again this spring, we've got about $5 million back from FEMA. They owe us another 7 or 8. We're only getting about 75% of it back. And
If your dad lost his entire annual paycheck in 1 year.
Yeah, that'd be difficult. And still had to manage the household and pay for your
So
bills.
when you drive down your road, you flush your toilet, your trash gets picked up. All of those things are involved. And when you go to activities, you know, those are all things that the city helps make sure you guys have fun things to do too.
was it Aria? I didn't hear your name.
Aria.
Aria?
I had a question if any of our scouts could maybe help you guys in projects or any projects we could possibly do.
I have a phenomenal parks director that we will definitely get you squared away with. Yeah, Joe Case, he's been here 43 years, and certainly I've done stuff in other communities where scouts have done Eagle Scout projects as well, but we always have some community service availability that'll help you with some badges.
There's a yearly one that the one church puts on in the summer that's really good.
And several of our previous Eagle Scouts have done projects for the parks and with Mr. Case.
With Joe.
So, yeah, we know Joe. He's a
Yeah.
good friend.
Have any of you camped out at Happy Lake? There you go. Yeah, so
Last month.
Yeah, and then with the bike trails out there, so yeah, we'll
Winter
certainly
camping.
get you guys time. And we're so grateful for y'all being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, because we're going to start asking questions back. Thank you all so much for being
Thank you
here.
guys for being here.
Good job, guys.
I had Adam all suffering was on the agenda.
It's a good group.
That is a good group.
Okay, staff reports, Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. Just a reminder, again, so happy and proud of the team for getting us through the recent snowpocalypse.
Yeah, they did awesome.
We heard from both ODOT and the county, and they were like, how did you guys do it? And I'm just grateful to the Public Works folks and all those, and our first responders, police and fire. We're so fortunate. We didn't have the ice, so we didn't have the power issues, which was fantastic. And our guys did a great job. Our teams did a great job on the road.
They
So
did.
thank you for that. Reminder that our next regularly scheduled meeting is on Tuesday, the 17th, because of President's Day, and it's also at Rogers State University at the Carolyn Taylor Center. That will be our public meeting, our regularly stated meeting, but the only thing on the agenda outside of consent agenda item will be an opportunity for the developer for Project Mustang and Claremore Economic Development to just present to the public as well as the council. And then, of course, we'll have a call to the public afterwards with the anticipation that many of the questions will be answered through the presentation. However, we anticipate a large turnout, so we've moved the venue. So working with RSU for the logistics of all of that, AV, occupancy, things of that nature. We're excited to present the opportunity. Again, there will be no action taken on that project. And the only thing on after the presentation and call to the public will be council discussion. So if there's questions that were brought up that you feel didn't get answered, or you all have for the developer while they're there, or Maggie or the team, will be able to answer those questions. So we're excited to do that. And
State of the city.
pardon? Oh gosh, yeah, that same day. It's going to be a busy day.
Yes.
That afternoon is the State of the City. The chamber hosts every year, so let Sarah know if you as a council would like to attend. It'll be 11:30 in the same room. So RSU is going out of their way to tear down from feeding 250 or 300 people to housing 300 or 400 people for a public meeting in a matter of minutes. So yeah, State of the City, let Sarah know if you can attend. We always have a good turnout. I encourage the staff to come. And also we'll have a couple of special announcements there also regarding economic development. So let Sarah know ASAP if you would, so we can get the count into the chamber. And welcome Miss May in her first month as the president and CEO of the Claremore Chamber of Commerce. Ashley, welcome, and great job last week at your first
Yes.
lunch. So.
We're having chicken, by the way, but it's going to be good.
I'll make it good because we're not feeding anybody in the public meeting. It's not in the budget. So, and that is all of my report. Oh, Assistant City Manager Stan Brown will take the reins Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I have OML stuff Wednesday morning all day, and then Thursday and Friday, the mayor and I will be at the Congress of Mayors in Oklahoma City at the state capitol. So I always offer up as a House author or committee member in their mock Congress. And the mayor, I think, is joining us for the first time this year, so they'll get access to the House floor and learn how the process of a bill going through the House and Senate works. And we have pro tems and speakers and parliamentarians and everything. So hopefully as we do that in the future, they'd like to grow that program to where it's they get to use both House and Senate. In order to do that, they will probably start having conversations about including more than just city managers and mayors, but it is called the Congress of Mayors. But they're looking at ways to kind of be able to bring more counselors in on how that process works at the state level. So I'll be down there Wednesday, Thursday, back Friday afternoon. So if the whole place falls apart, it's Assistant City Manager Brown's responsibility to put it back together. But we all know I can be back here in about 70 minutes if I really need to be.
7 minutes.
It's pretty quick. That's the end of my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Current business, do we have a motion to approve the consent items as printed?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Spelman.
Yes.
Breckerhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Irwin.
Yes.
Cottom.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Item number 3, discussion and possible action on budget amendments as printed.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Irwin.
Yes.
Breckerhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Cottom.
Yes.
Spelman.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Calendar.
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Item number 4, discussion and possible action on ordinance number 2026-2 related to residential or garage sales with the city of Claremore as printed. Ms. Malloy.
So we have been revamping our utility billing policies, trying to get them more up to date and cover our costs. And this first one is for the garage sales, and we're not covering our cost. We're almost there. But in order to make sure that going forward we can sustain it all, we want to make sure that we cover all the costs associated with providing the 3 different signs every time you sign up to do the garage sale. So we increased it from $5 to $7 for the garage sale, and that one, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
We were basically paying $6 for 3 signs and charging $5.
So we didn't increase that much.
Wasn't there a difference for like estate sales a bit and they only get 1 sign or something?
Some HVAC. Do what now? I'm
The
sorry.
estate sales.
Was there one that was different for
No,
that?
if somebody, I mean, a one-off deal, if there's even on that, they come in for a garage sale, but if somebody were to pass or a family were to do an estate sale or they bring in an auction service, we don't. Because when you bring those services in, they take care of the issue. The challenge and the reason, because I asked years ago, I'm one of those, why do we have permits for this? And then in talking with code enforcement and police, it makes sense. You will have people that will have a garage sale every day of the week, year-round, which is basically just
Business.
a business or a junk shop. And then also, when you sell the signs, you know who's leaving the signs in your right-of-way and they're placed there legally, because we do not allow signs in the right-of-way. So the permit allows you to put signs in the right-of-way and encourages you to go pick them up. So
Couldn't we just charge for them putting signs up instead, or like if they don't take them down instead? Like, why do we even have to charge?
This specific thing.
I know, but
because they haven't.
just because they're not supposed to put them there.
That's correct. And honestly, if they've spent the money on the signs and they know that it's an expectation, we don't need to be paying somebody to just traipse around taking signs down all day long. I mean, it's just, and finding people, that's,
Manpower.
so.
Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion approved and second. Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Calendar.
Yes.
Breckerhoff.
Yes.
McSpadden.
Yes.
Irwin.
Yes.
Cottom.
Yes.
Spelman.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Item number 5, discussion and possible action on ordinance number 2026-3 relating to garbage service with the city of Claremore as printed. Ms. Miller.
So this one is just to amend our ordinance because we got rid of the commercial sanitation. So it takes out a whole bunch of language in our ordinance to get rid of that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion approved and second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Irwin,
Yes.
Breckerhoff,
Yes.
McSpadden,
Yes.
Cottom,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Calendar,
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Item number 6, discussion possible action on ordinance number 2026-4 relating to utility services and fees with the city of Claremore as printed. Ms. Malloy.
Susan, if I may, for the council and people, there are no utility rate increases or adjustments in these ordinance, because I know people go in and they just read that, so it's about deposits, contract extensions, things of that nature. There's no adjustment of any utility fees in either one of these next two ordinance. Or rates, utility rates associated with electric, water.
So the biggest change in this is your residential and your commercial deposit fees, and we increased those. Again, the cost of everything goes up, and we're just trying to stay ahead of the curve. And so we increased the residential deposit fees, and we took out the part where it says we accept the letters of credit. That was another big one. And then when you have your deposit, so commercial deposits who are in an existing building, it used to say an average of 2 months billing, so whoever had it before, and we took average of 2 months billing, but we changed that to 12. That was, and 12, so you get a better average of what the utility costs there. And so the really big one is that we're no longer going to be accepting arrangements where I owe $100, but I can't pay it, so I'll pay $20 and move part of it to the next month and the next whatever. It just goes down the line, and we just can't physically keep doing that.
What happens to those deposits over time?
There is a way that they can request it after 12 months of good credit, that they can request to have it back to their account. Otherwise, it's there until they leave, and we use it on their last payment in case.
The big challenge is too, is when you have a $100 deposit and you have somebody that might be in a rental home or a home, and then they run up a bit and then they leave, and there's $1,200-1,300 worth of back bills that weren't paid over the course of 6 or 8 months. So the deposit on the front end, increasing it by $100 was just more of a there's some, if you want your deposit back, we're happy to give it to you, credit to the account. But it's just antiquated. We hadn't touched these things in many, many years.
I don't like the wording because it said you would get your deposit back, now you have to request it. I don't like that. I don't think we should have to request.
Didn't you just say that they can request it before, but otherwise it stays there until the end and then it's used on your last bill?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They
so you
have
get
the
it
opportunity, but I
back.
think
It's just
they
like a
do that
rental.
already.
The other thing that I read in there is that if you're a day late, that you are not considered within good standing. So the question I have that is, say you're on an automatic bill for 12 months, and say it's told to come out on a Sunday, but it doesn't post that Sunday, so now they're charged a late fee.
No, that's
And
not
now
how our
they're not-
system's set up, Counselor. If it's on a weekend, it's
We
the
don't
following
have a
business
weekend
day. We
on
don't
weekend.
do
Or
that.
is that 100% sure? I don't.
It has, yes.
Okay.
We don't do business on Saturday and Sunday, so we don't.
This part is also the one that doesn't give the 10-day grace period at all. So like,
No.
it says you're not within good standing
Right now,
after.
if you get a due date on your bill and you don't pay your bill, there's a notice that goes out after 3 or
5
4
days.
days, 5 days.
Within 5
And it says
days.
you have this date and then you're cut off. So there is a grace, but your due date is this day, and you get about 15 days to pay your bill. And if you don't pay your bill, is what we're getting rid of is, oh, I can't make, so here's $20, I'm gonna sign a contract. Well, the next month you don't honor the contract and there's a long-term rent. The issue is that there's hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of dollars that are on the books. And frankly, we have an issue with the auditor. We cannot provide services for free, which is what we're doing. No other community around here we have people that owed money for 6, 8, 10 months on their bills. And they just keep paying $30 or $40. And then it's the same folks that frankly get on and say, oh, my bill last month was $600 or $700. Well, we're not telling you that there's a lot of delinquencies on there. And so it's just not an appropriate way to account for the people's money. Secondly, state law is after the 30 days or 90 days close of a fiscal year, we don't have to pay bills and we can't really collect bills. So we're actually doing some things that could potentially get us, as those are carried over, into trouble with the state auditor inspector. It's not an efficient way to do business, and it's not an appropriate way to do business.
I don't like that we have to request. I don't think that that's fair to them. If they receive their deposit back, they should just get it. It shouldn't be having to be
Well,
requested.
some people don't want that, Counselor. Some people want it just to stay on the book, so if they ever leave, it's automatically
I
covered.
understand, but I feel like this affects people that may not know that they have to request it, and I
Well,
don't think
they're
that's
told when
fair.
they set up new
Mirrors the state
service.
language of all rental houses, you have to request deposits.
They are
in
told,
writing.
when they set up a new service,
That's how
they're
the state
told,
works.
when you want this back in 12 months, just let us know and we'll credit it to your bill.
Our girls are really good at helping that too. They all know. So the ones that are already here, they all know. And when you set up, you have the whole paperwork that you have to fill out. So they know.
When they
Yeah,
set up
but
a new
if you're
service.
married and your husband dies and you don't know you have to request that, that's not fair for them to just lose that deposit.
They don't lose it.
And
She
also-
said that. You get it back when your service ends.
Yeah.
Nobody's losing any money. It's there when they
It
close
doesn't
the
become
account.
ours. It's still theirs.
It's always their money, Counselor.
I don't, the way it's reading in here, I didn't see that it stays on there.
It's
It
that you
stays as a
request to get
deposit
it.
for each citizen who has their.
And I don't understand why we're not taking letters of credit. If you've had good credit from another town and you're coming to live here, why are we making them put new deposits when they've had good credit? Like, it doesn't make sense to punish them, to make them have to have a new setup.
It's not necessarily punishment, but we don't know why they moved. Either did they lose their job or they're moving here we have no idea what that person's really dealing with. And just because they had good credit doesn't mean that they're gonna be good here. We
A
don't.
letter of credit puts the burden on the city to verify that document. Otherwise, anybody can create a document. Call it a letter of
If you
credit.
think of it almost like if you have rental property and you have a renter who moves here from Tulsa and they were a great renter there, the new landlord here can see that they're a great renter because they can check the references of the previous thing, but they're still going to require a deposit on their house. It's not a punishment at all. It's
Nobody's
just a
moving into my
safeguard.
rent houses based on a letter of credit. They're gonna put a deposit down.
It's just a safeguard kind of that they can get it back.
I'm trying to see that in
Claremore
there.
at least is
That's
gonna
what
give you
I'm
the
not.
deposit back. Prior's not.
There's been the way it's reading is that you only can go before to talk to someone regarding if there's something not necessarily, you don't get to debate the bill, it just reads really funky with all the new stuff in there.
The ordinance states, just for clarification, if the customer's in good standing after 12 months and they want the deposit credited to their account, we'll credit it. If they don't ever ask for that, if they're there 2 years, 20 years, when they leave, they will get that money back or it will be credited to their account. We don't keep that money. That's illegal.
Right.
It's saying if you're a day late, that you lose the ability to get the credit back.
No, it says you lose the ability to request that credit before the end of your.
Of the next 12-month
bill.
period. You have to have
start
12 consistent months
over.
of not being late.
And then
We
you
never
can
keep the
request it
money,
back.
Counselor. That's not what it says.
I'm trying to read it, so just. I just feel like it's very vague in some of that.
So Susan, as an example, just for clarification, a person that sets up a new account, they pay their deposit, and they're rocking along, and let's say 6 months in, they miss the due date. So they will be charged a late fee, and even if they come in the next day, they're going to be charged a late fee, which then kind of says, it almost resets that 12-month period then. If for some reason they keep going and they live there for 20 years and then they move or leave, that deposit then is in their account with credit to their last bill, and if their last bill's already paid, they'll be sent the money
Yeah,
to
we
them.
rebate them.
Right.
They get a rebate.
Under, Counselor, under 5416, Section C, it says, except as otherwise provided for in this subchapter, any deposit posted under the provisions of this section shall remain with the city until the customer terminates service and will then be applied to the final billing. Such deposits may also be applied by the city toward payment of any customer delinquent bill or electrical service, and that no interest shall be paid
But that
to the
says,
customer.
but what is the except as otherwise in the subchapter? So that's saying all the stuff above it can mean that they don't get it, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing in the ordinance that allows us to keep their money. It either gets credited to their bill or they get a rebate.
They get a check back.
Separate bank account. all
The
that
accept there is that except if you have good credit for 12 months, you can request to have it applied to your bill before your service is terminated.
Okay.
That's the only exception that I read in there. I wouldn't wear my big
Do you
glasses.
guys think that it going up this much is acceptable as well? Like, it's a big increase for these deposits, 100 to 250, from 200 to 350 up to 1,000 for a new business. That's a lot of new.
It's
that's
in
a-
line and below most other communities our size or smaller even. You gotta remember, if a restaurant comes in here and runs up a $5,000 a month water bill and then they leave, tracking them down is so.
So it's really just 100, because the original one for the commercial was already up to 1,000, so we didn't increase that, we just increased the bottom number.
Commercial accounts are staying at 1,000.
Commercial accounts used to be less than, it can be 250 up to 1,000, now it's 250 to 1,000. So we haven't increased these fees in many, many years. We're trying to get on top of things and make sure that
And carrying the people that aren't able to pay in full, I know that's hard, because you don't want to really, for anybody, but the city's been funding that to a large degree.
we have to fix it.
And we did, so the council knows, we started posting signs and telling people in November that they had until March 1 to, so all of the folks with outstanding, that had payment, that were well in arrears, all of those things, we've said you can now, you have the next 4 or 5 months to get right and get caught up, so it wasn't just a flip of the switch. The other thing that we've encouraged people to do is the average billing program is just phenomenal across cities all over, and we use it. There are some stipulations that you've got to do auto pay. Now, typically, you're not allowed to enroll in that unless you've had 12 consecutive months without a delinquency or a bad check. One of the things that I've asked you, Pete, and we do that, you can enroll in that from October 15th through April 15th, because that accounts for the way they average out and highest usage and all that, so you can spread that out so you can adequately budget. When I first moved into my house, my electric bill was really, really high. Now I went to the average plan, and within every month, my electric bill was within $10. So I probably pay more in certain times of the year than I normally would, but I can budget and I know exactly what it is. What I have asked utility billing to do is up until April 15th, which is the cutoff, anybody that's got a current bill, it doesn't matter if you've had a cutoff or a delinquency, a bad check, anything, up until April 15th, if you're current with us, you can enroll in that average billing plan. Now, there are stipulations. You got to have auto debit. It's got to have, which you set up through your bank. It's not like we just go in there. Your bank has to release all their stipulations. And you, if you have a delinquency, you write a bad check, or if there's no money in there, then you're kicked out of the program. I mean, there's a security issue there. So, but we're trying to make some things to make it more palatable and easier. But like I said, we've been telling folks and posting signs. I spoke with utility billing supervisor today, and she says it's been going well. People understand, accept it, and you're always going to have folks that aren't happy with it. But it is not prudent for the remainder of the utility billing customers to be carrying the load, because we're still paying for that electricity and that water.
What's the
We're paying that
realistic
bill.
utility bill is going to fall less than a $200 deposit? Who has a utility bill that's gonna be less than $200?
More people than most people in Claremore think do have low.
That's incredibly low utility.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on, you know, all sorts of things such as, you know, insulation, usage, all of those things. But there are a lot of people that intentionally, I mean, if you use 1,000 kilowatts an hour, you're hovering around about $128 electric bill. Now, your water, if you're using a lot of water, that could affect it, but, I mean, so there's quite a few. But for the most part, when you're talking about total utility, especially in the summer, water, electric, your sanitary sewer, because it's averaged on your lowest months. So you're right. I mean, most people, when they leave, if they don't pay their utility bill, it's more than $250 because frankly, if they're delinquent, it's probably a couple months delinquent right now.
My daughter just bought a house and her setup fees were not this high. So I don't feel confident about the changing May request. I don't think that they should have to request. I don't know if everyone will be told that. And I don't agree with the amounts going up.
Is there anything else you don't understand about it?
Huh?
From a discussion standpoint, is there anything else you don't understand?
No, I understand.
Okay, well then,
Motion to approve.
second.
Motion approved and second. Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Michael?
Yes.
Feldman?
Yes.
Cottom? Yes. Calendar?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Breckerhoff?
Yes.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Irwin?
No.
Item number 7, discussion and possible action on ordinance number 2026-5 relating to electric service with the city of Claremore as printed. Ms. Malloy.
Okay, so this one is electric service changes as well. The big part is it takes off the delayed payments and the arrangements that we're getting rid of. So if you have a bill and it's due, then you pay it over here on the cutoff rate. But this is what we've been telling people for months. And even the ones that still will do as many arrangements as they can until the cutoff in March, but they still understand, or they appear to. So that's the biggest one on this, because we took off the language for the agreements and arrangements on here. The meter checking, if people want to, someone come look at my meter to see, I don't think it's running right. The first one is on us, we'll come out, we'll check the meter. If you have a second one that goes out, or a second time when you want them to come out, there's a fee. So we slightly increased that one from $20 to $30 on the second one. But even then, if there's something wrong with our meter, we don't charge that. If it's something on their side, we'll charge the fee. But again, it's small, and we don't have that many. But that's another piece that we fix.
It probably cost us more than $30 to have someone
It's a $50 an hour lineman and a technician and the calibration of the machine, and the majority, like I said, we don't have a lot of them, but typically it's people that are convinced that something's wrong with the meter, and so they're calibrated by an independent lab. We run it, and if there's something wrong with the meter and it's not reading, we'll fix it and waive it and we'll adjust the bill. But in my conversations with Todd, he knows of one incident in the last 10 years that the meter was improperly functioning.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion approved and second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Feldman?
Yes.
Breckerhoff?
Yes.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Irwin?
Yes.
Cottom? Yes. Michael?
Yes.
Calendar?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion during a second. Call the roll.
Michael?
Yes.
Breckerhoff?
Yes.
McSpadden?
Yes.
Irwin?
Yes.
Cottom? Yes. Feldman?
Were you the gavel for it?
Calendar?
Yes.
Long?